Hey, you! I need you to hit the subscribe button below.
Go to Matthew 5, verse 17. Going back to that with talking about Christ, what Christ came to fulfill, and what you should be and we should be doing today. Because you got some understanding, but you're going to get more once you figure out what Christ came to do. Keep reading.
Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. Think not I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
We read what he fulfilled, right? Read.
For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass.
The heavens above and the earth so below us. Read. So they pass.
One jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law.
The law still is in effect. Keep reading.
Till all be fulfilled. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments.
If you break one of the least commandments, what's the least commandment? What you think is the least commandment? What would you say? What would you say is the least commandment? What would you say will be a big commandment? Like a great commandment. What would you say? You know, you're not just.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking of like, okay, like one of a commandment or the law is just a horrible sin in general. What are we saying? Is that or specifically a commandment?
A specific commandment, okay. That would be great. That's like real
murder.
Horrible. Good, murder. Right. So what was something that say somebody would be least? I'm gonna give you one. The beard.
Okay.
If you shave your beard off, that's not really gonna do nothing to me.
That's the law. I mean, law commandment, same thing. All right.
They're saying if anyone breaks a least commandment, something that somebody might say small, what's gonna happen?
Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 27. You shall not round.
No. Just read 15 and 7. He understands that. I was just picking, read 15 and 17. Keep reading on. Breaking the least commandment.
Matthew chapter 5 and verse 19. Whosoever therefore shall break one of the least commandments and shall teach men so.
Teach men so, read.
He shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven.
Be called least in heaven. Like fringes might be a least commandment.
Yeah.
But the fringes are for us to keep. Remembering the commandments. So the commandments are still in effect. Give me Hebrews 10. This is what Christ came to do. This is what he came to do with the laws. This is what he fulfilled. He fulfilled something in the law. Hebrews 10. You can read verse 4. Let's see what verse 4 says.
Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 4. For it is not possible that the blood of bulls and of goats should take away sins.
So it's not possible for them sacrificing bulls and goats to take away sins. Read.
Wherefore, when he cometh,
talking about Christ, read.
Into the world, he said, sacrifice and offering thou wouldest not, but a body hast thou prepared me.
A body has thou prepared me. Who is it talking about? Christ, right? Read.
In burnt offerings and sacrifices for sin, thou hast no pleasure.
Read.
Then said I, lo, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me, to do thy will, O God.
Read.
Above, when he said, sacrifice and offering, and burnt offerings, and offering for sin, thou wouldest not, neither hadst pleasure therein, which are offered by the law. Then said he, lo, I come to do thy will, O God. He taketh away the first.
Taking away the first, which is what? Animal sacrifice.
Right.
Bulls and goats. Like you said, he had no pleasure in that. A lot of time we ask questions. We ask him questions. He had a question for you too. What do you think the question he's asking you?
The question that the Lord is asking me.
Yeah.
I believe he's telling me some things, more or less than per se asking. I mean, you can say that's the same difference, but there's definitely some things I could definitely tighten up.
You understand it's a difference, right?
Yeah.
He's telling you something, but what is he asking you? I'm gonna give it to you. Let's read it. Psalm 94 verse 16. This is what he's asking you.
Psalms chapter 94 and verse 16. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers?
Read it slow.
Who will rise up?
Who will rise up? That's what God is asking all of us. Who gonna rise up? Read.
Who will rise up for me against the evildoers?
Read.
Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?
He said, or who gonna stand up for him against the workers of iniquity? That's what he's asking you. Are you gonna rise up for him, learn his commandments, and go out and teach your people like he wants you to do?
Right.
Because we all been on this other side of the sun. But God wants you in the fight. He wants you to be an example for your people to go out and wake them up, just like you have woken up. So knowing you Israel, that's not good enough. But this is how you're going to be able to do it. Psalm 111 verse 10. This is how you're going to be able to do it. So God is asking all our black men and women out here, who going to rise up against the evildoers? Who going to take this Bible and teach it right and read it right? That's what he's asking. Psalm 111 verse 10. This is why we can't get it right, because something we're lacking right here.
Psalm chapter 111 and verse 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. So you fear God, right?
Yes, sir.
And you understand that's to know something was above and better than you, right? Greater than you. That's why that's the beginning of your wisdom. Anybody that fear God, that's the beginning of their wisdom. But how do we understand? And I can tell you're a wise brother. I can tell you got something in you. Now here's how you complete that. Read.
A good understanding.
A good understanding. Read.
Have all they that do his commandments.
Say what?
That do his commandments.
To get a good understanding, bro, you got to start doing the commandments. The wisdom is beginning with you because you understand that it is a God. Now, to complete that, you got to start keeping the commandments, bro. What's some of the commandments? You know about friendlies. You know about beds. What else you got that you know that you think you should be doing?
All right, so I mean, we know a lot of the basic commandments. Thou shalt not lie, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not
Good.
Murder.
The 10 commandments. Give me the 2 greatest commandments.
Oh, yeah.
So you know the 10.
To love thy neighbor as thyself.
You know the 10, right? What's more than that? You know what the 10 is? I'm gonna tell you what the 10 is. The 10 is just a baseline for all the commandments.
For sure.
The first 4 deal with loving God. The final 6 deal with loving thy neighbor as thyself. Christ is the mastermind. Christ summed up the 10 commandments in 2 commandments. Christ summed up all the commandments in 2 commandments. We're getting the 2 greatest commandments, brother. You know the 2 greatest commandments? You ever heard that before? You ever heard of loving thy neighbor as thyself?
Yes.
Okay. And you ever heard of loving God with all your heart, all your soul, all your mind?
Yes.
All right. So you would think
22:37.
all you got to do is just keep those 2, right? Because Christ said the 2 greatest commandments, right? But what happened with Christianity, they stopped reading right there. They just cut the Bible over and say, oh, we got to do 2 commandments. Check what Christ is saying right now.
Matthew chapter 22 and verse 37. Jesus said unto him, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul and with all thy mind.
Read.
This is the first and greatest commandment.
That's the first and great commandment, right? Read.
Verse 39. And the second is like unto it.
Second.
Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Love thy neighbor as thyself. But read on.
On these 2 commandments hang all the law.
That part again.
On these 2 commandments hang all the law.
On these 2 commandments hang all the law. I can sum up all the law in the 2 commandments. Read that first one again. Read it.
Matthew chapter 22 verse 36.
Let's read it.
Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul.
If you love God with all your heart and all your soul, what you going to do? What do you say? If you actually do it, keeping the commandments, you'll get to heaven. But if you love God with all your heart and all your soul, what you going to do? You're going to do what? You're going to eat the way he said eat. You're going to dress the way he said dress. You're going to celebrate the holiday he said to celebrate. That's how you love. That's how you love God with all your heart, all your soul. You're going to understand who God is in his true form and not this. You understand God is a black man? Or Christ is a black man?
Yes.
How do you know that?
Because he had sheep like wool, or hair like wool.
He had hair like wool and feet like burned brass, like they burn in the furnace. Now, if you understand that Christ was a black man, what is your nationality? Christ is an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. What was your nationality?
My nationality, I'm African American.
African American. Do you agree with that? Why would you agree with that? Why is he not African American?
Because if you understand this, you understand that more than likely that he'll be from the tribe of Judah.
No, you're right, but that ain't the answer. I'm gonna tell you why. Here's the answer. Okay, the first name, African, right? Know where it come from? It comes from Leo Scipio Africanus, a Roman general. America comes from Amerigo Vespucci, an Italian navigator. I'm looking at you now. That's the seed of 2 white men. Do you come from the seed of 2 white men? So how can you be African American? That's the lie that they told us. Once again, that's the lie that they told us. How do we get into this? I'm gonna do quick. How do we get into this continent? How do we get over here? By boats, right? You believe that's in the Bible? You won't believe it, right? We're gonna read out the Bible from you. You know what's in there?
Yeah, I know.
Where's that? Where?
Deuteronomy 28.
Where?
I know Deuteronomy.
That's when you gotta get there. You on point though.
Yeah.
You gotta get to the verse. That's good. It's in Deuteronomy 28. But here's the thing: how you explain that? Deuteronomy 27:1. I'm gonna teach you and him at the same time. I'm gonna teach you how to tell people who this Bible is talking about. Deuteronomy 27:1. I'm gonna let you answer it, and I guarantee. What's your name, bro? Justin. My name is Michael. Your name is Jordan. I guarantee you're gonna understand what it's saying, and I'm gonna let you answer it. Deuteronomy 27:1.
Deuteronomy chapter 27 and verse 1. And Moses and the elders of Israel.
And Moses with the elders of Israel, keep reading,
commanded the people, saying, keep all the commandments which I command you this day.
So it says that Moses with the elders of Israel commanded the people, saying. Now, who was Moses talking to? Remember, the Bible says, and Moses with the elders of Israel commanded the people, saying, keep all the commandments. So who was Moses talking to? The Israelites. Didn't I tell you you're going to get it? Moses is talking to the Israelites, right? Deuteronomy 28, verse 15. So that's the context of what we're going into. Next chapter, talking to the same people. 28, verse 15.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass.
That's what you got to do, bro. You got to show who the Bible is talking to, so the person understands. So now you know who he's talking to, right? Read.
If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Well, this will come to pass. I mean, something in the future is going to happen. If you don't listen to the voice of the Lord thy God, which is what? This Bible. Read.
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day.
If you don't keep the commandments and the statutes which he command you this day, who is he talking to still? The Israelites. Read.
That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Curse is a good thing or a bad thing? Is getting locked up in chains a good thing or a bad thing? Your name is what again? Justin. If I start calling you J-Bo, will you like that? Why? It ain't your name, right? Wouldn't that be? If everybody in the street start calling you J-Bo, your name is Justin, wouldn't you say that's a curse? Like, damn, I must be cursed. My name is this. Everybody call me something totally different. That's the curse. I'm going to get back to that curse. Read verse 46. Remember, Moses said, you don't keep the commandments, curses which are bad things going to come upon you. Talking to the Israelites, right? Check out verse 46 or verse 45.
Verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and pursue thee.
Moreover, all the curses going to come upon you and pursue you, right? Keep reading. Verse 46.
Verse 46. And they shall be a...
What is the they? And they, wait, we keep reading.
And they shall be upon thee for a sign.
You got to read slow, bro. And they shall be upon thee. What is the they they're talking about? No, read it. Read verse 45 again. You got to read it slow for the brother. Read verse 45.
Verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and pursue thee.
You heard that? Now read verse 46. You already got it. Read verse 40. I hope you got it. You got it? Read verse 46.
Verse 46. And they shall be upon thee.
What is the they that's going to be upon thee?
It's the people who are not listening.
Well, no, what is the they that's going to be upon thee?
The curses.
The curses. Who is the thee?
The people who are not following.
And who? Which is who?
The Israelites.
It was the Israelites. God, I told you. I'm a prophet, bro. I knew you was going to understand. I don't even know you. You get it, right? So the curse is going to be upon the Israelites for what?
For a sign.
What does a sign do? Okay, a sign. It does show you something. That's a links sign right there. What is that? What is that showing?
But it's a symbol.
That's a links. You see that sign right there? What is that sign there for? The bus stop.
Yeah.
That's identifying a bus stop, right? So a sign does what?
It identifies.
Identifies something. So the curses are going to be upon the Israelites as a sign to identify them. Keep reading.
And for a wonder.
And a wonder. Where's the wonder part come from? The wonder is, you ain't ever wonder how the hell we got here? Who the hell we really are?
Right.
People call you black. Okay, I want you to right now go to a country called black. They call you black. What nation can you go to that's black? You're a dark-skinned brother like Christ. You still ain't as black as that t-shirt you're wearing. So that cannot be your nationality. You said, they shall be upon thee for a sign. Now remember, I'm going back to when I started calling you Dabo. Give me Deuteronomy 37. This is a curse.
Verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment.
An astonishment. I mean, we're going to be an astonishment to all the nations. They're going to look at us crazy like people do at our people already. Read.
A proverb and a byword.
And a byword. What do you think a byword is? A byword. You're going to be a proverb is a saying about us. A saying about us is what? We all like to smoke weed, see what multiple, the people say that about us, right? That's like a stereotype. That's what a proverb is. What's the byword? What's a byword?
A byword, something that's truthful?
No, I'm going to tell you. A byword is something like a different name.
Okay.
So, if I start calling you Dabo, that would be a byword. If I start calling you a Negro, African American, that's a byword. He said, thou shalt become a proverb and a byword. Read amongst who?
Among all nations.
Among all nations. Who's the nations? The white man, the Arab man, the African man, the Chinese man. They all call us by not our God-given name. God said we Judah, Benjamin, Levi, and so on. The Israelites. Moses talking to the Israelites. He said that a curse was going to be a byword. Now, I'm going to get to the curse. I'm going to go quick. I'm going to do the curse that you said. How we get here? You said by a boat, right? Let's read in the Bible. Deuteronomy 28, verse 68.
Verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt.
Remember, you said that you didn't think that was going to be in the Bible. How we got it? Remember, Moses wrote this how long ago? Thousands of years ago. He wrote this thousands of years ago. So this is a prophecy that Moses was saying about who? The Israelites. Read.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt.
You got real slow, my brother. You went too fast. The Lord shall bring thee into Egypt. My question to you is, what the word Egypt means?
Some say bondage.
Some say what?
Bondage.
Some say bondage. Who's the some?
That's from what I've heard. I haven't seen it in myself.
Hey,
In the Bible, but I've seen it.
You got to read Revelation 2 and verse 9. You know why?
Wow.
No, 3 and verse 9. You know why? You're going by what some say. And I'm going to tell you something. The answer is correct. But you're going by what some say and not what, because I tell you not read it for yourself. You said I never read it before. That's how you said it. That's how it's in there. Revelation, we got Exodus 20 and 2, right? We're going to see what Egypt means. We're going to see if he's correct, because he is correct.
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
Out of the land of Egypt, read.
Out of the house of bondage.
Out of the house of bondage. Egypt means bondage. The first time they went to captivity and Moses let them out, what they do? Parted the Red Sea and walked out, right? So why would God say, I'm going to bring you into Egypt again? Read it from the top.
I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee.
Give me Deuteronomy 28, 68.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt.
Into Egypt, which means what? Back into bondage. How this time?
Again, with ships.
With what?
With ships.
Back into bondage. How we get here? With ships, bro. With ships. Remember, who was Moses talking to? Who did it happen to in history? To us, right? So who are we?
Israelites.
The Israelites. According to the Bible. Right. Remember, the sign's going to be upon us. Now look at this. Is how you know we ain't no dusty Africans, bro. All right, now here's an old slave bill, right? If we were the Africans, right? Why does it say Negro for sale? From Sierra Leone. That's the west coast of Africa where we fled to when they drove us out of Jerusalem. Why does it say Negro? You know why it says Negro? Because Moses said you're going to be called a proverb and a byword. Right. Negro. My brother over there is so-called Puerto Rican. He's from tribe of Ephraim. Negro, this means, in Spanish, negro. This means black. Doesn't mean nothing. It just means black. They're trying to call us a blackie for sale. What did God calling us? The Israelites. Now, here's more proof. When we got over here, right? When we got over here by slave ships, what happened to us? We were enslaved, but what? We were enslaved, how? What did they do to us?
They took away our identity.
Took away our identity. You got that. That's proverb and a byword. What's another one? What else did they do to us? I'm going to show it to you. Because right now in school, they're trying to take it out of school. They're trying to not teach slavery in the school no more. They want us to forget. We're going to never forget. When we forget about slavery, we'll be here comfortable thinking that we got a chance in this world. What are they going to do? They're going to keep giving it to Jay-Z, Oprah, the 10 Negroes that they want to give the riches to and have us keep thinking that we can get to that by living a wicked life. We'll forget that we've been through this, bro. When we came here on slave ships, did this not happen to us? We're going to read it in the Bible, bro. We're going to read this right here in the Bible, written thousands of years ago. Read verse 48.
Verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies.
So the people who took us is what? Our enemies, bro. I'm not saying go out and get a brick and bash a white man in the head. We don't teach violence. But remember, the Bible says never trust your enemy. If you know somebody's your enemy, and you know you got to be around him, if you don't know they're the enemy, you ain't going to know how to deal with them. You know what I'm saying? If you know who your enemy is, you'll say, you know what, I know how to operate around this dude right here, but he's my enemy. As nice as he's being to me, I will never let my guard down and trust him, because God said, never trust our enemy. And the enemy is the one that put me in bondage. The enemy is the one that's shooting us down the street. The enemy is the one that's got us last hired in the first time Earth went fire. Is that not true? For all the blacks and Hispanics? The same thing that we going through as blacks, he going through it too, bro. His people going through it. That's why anybody that falls under the curses are the Israelites.
We used to scream black power while Heron was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.